Okay, so now we're really getting into the fun part of our website here. And this is where we get to come in and really uniquely make this website your own. What we're going to do is I'm going to introduce you to the Divi Builder. And the good news is that this is a visual builder. So you're going to be able to put these pages into what we call visual builder mode. And that allows us to edit the images and the text right here on the page without knowing any code by just clicking and editing. If you can use Microsoft Word, you are going to be right at home here. So the first thing we're going to do is make sure we're logged into the dashboard of the website. So once you're logged in, you'll always see this black bar along with these items up here at the top header. We're going to click on Enable Visual Builder. We're here at the home page right now. I'm going to click on Enable Visual Builder, and this is going to refresh the home page and allow me to edit right here on the page anything that I care to edit. So what I want to do here is I'm just going to work from the top of the website down, and I'm going to change all of this in order to be a website for a sales agent by the name of Sue Baker. Okay, so the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to want to update this home header photo and this information here, the person's name and these links. So right about here, I'm just going to click twice, double click, and you'll see it brings up this full width header setting. Now this is a full width header, as Divi would call it, and I can grab the bottom of this window and make it larger, but you can see here I can change the title. So I'm going to change this to Sue Baker, and I can change this to whatever area I want. I can call this Riverside County Real Estate Agent. I'm going to leave the button 1 and the button 2, looking to buy, looking to sell. And then I'm just going to scroll down, and you'll see it says background here. I'm going to select this little drop-down chevron. This is, you can change background colors, background gradient, but we happen to have a background image here. So I'm going to click on that, and it'll show me the image that currently populates this panel. So what I've done here to make things easy for you is that I've used these placeholder images, and I've showed the dimensions of the images here. Now this is a 1600 by 900 pixel image, and those are minimal requirements. So all you have to do is make sure that you do not use an image that's smaller than 1600 by 900. If you do, what Divi is going to do, the builder here, is it's going to increase the size of a smaller image. And I don't know if you know or if you ever experienced that, but what it does when you try to make a low resolution or a small image very large, you start to see this pixelation, which is all the squares that actually make up the photo. So when you replace this photo, make sure it's at least 1600 by 900 pixels in dimensions. So I'm going to click on this, and it's asking me to choose a background image. I'm going to go ahead and find my own replacement image. So this is what you'll do. You'll find your images and store them in a folder on your hard drive on your computer, and then you're going to click on Upload Files. Then you're going to click on Select Files, and then you're going to navigate to wherever it is you have your website images. I happen to have a folder here with all my website images, so I'm going to just open that. And now I can go through all of these images that I have and choose which one I want to use to replace that existing image. So I actually prefer to use a small MP4 video file that I filmed for my website. And you can see it's just 7.1 megabytes in size, so that's not very large. I'm going to double click that to select that as my background. And then down here, I'm just going to click on Upload an Image. Even though this is a video, I'm going to upload that as my image. And now you'll see it automatically updates my background to show that video in place of the still picture. And of course, if you just had a still picture, you would upload whatever file that you want to use for your background photo. Here I could use this static image. If I upload that image, that's going to be my background image now. So you can choose whatever image you want for the background of this particular panel or any other panel for that matter. I'm going to just go back. I'm going to click here to re-upload mine. I'm going to choose to upload the video file. I'm going to select that, and then I'm going to click on upload, and then I'm going to upload that image, and I'm going to then click this green box down here in the lower right of the full width header settings box. I'm going to click that to save those changes, and then I need to click one more time down here in the bottom right to save. I'm going to click on save, and now you can see I've updated this with Sue Baker, Riverside County real estate agent, and I've saved the page. So that's looking really sharp. Now I'm going to come down here to the next panel, and I'm going to update this here. You'll see that when I mouse over any of these text items, I get these icons. I'm going to select on the gear, which allows me to change the text here. And again, like I said, this is just like Microsoft Word. I'm going to highlight this, and I'm going to replace it with Riverside County Real Estate. And I'll click the checkbox to save. And then again, I'm going to save down here. And then you can update this text to be whatever you want. This will be your personal statement or slogan. And once you've edited that, you'll just click this green box. And I like to save all the time. So I'm going to save here again. And then once again, if you mouse over this text, you can click on the gear for this module. And now you can update this text to give a little blurb about you and your real estate business. And when you do, you just remember to come back down here and save those changes, and then click down here and save. Now, I suggest you come in here. We're going to change this to Sue Baker. And if you like that font, you can just leave everything alone. If you want to change the font, also I can grab this window and move it over here. You can move this around anywhere you want. If you want to change the font of that, you'd come here to Design, and you'd go to Heading Text. So here's our header font. We can select any different font we want here. I just happen to like this Allura. It's a nice hand script font, so I'm going to leave that there. Then I'm going to click on the Save Changes, and once again, commit to save. I'm going to scroll on down here, and you'll see that I've got 3 columns here. What I'm going to do here, I need to change the image for each of these columns, and now each of these images should be at least 422 by 310 pixels in dimensions. And if you have an image at least that big, they're going to fit in here perfectly. You can use a larger image than the 422 by 310 if you wish, but I don't suggest using this image any smaller than that. So now for here, I'm going to click on the row settings, and you'll see I've got 3 columns. So these 3 columns are represented by these 3 here. So this first column here represents this one here, and then respectively, the second one is this middle one, and the third one is this one right here. So I'm just going to click on this little gear for the first column, and I'm going to scroll down to background, move this away, and here on the image, I'm going to click on background image, and when I click here, it'll allow me to update that. That is the home search photo. So I'm going to go back to upload files, and I'm going to go into my folder and find the image that I want to replace there. Now on a Mac, if I'm not sure, I can hit the space key to get a little preview of that. I'm going to go ahead and upload that, and I'm going to choose upload an image. Before doing so, make sure that you have this little area here populated with some information that can help your search engine optimization. This alt text represents what one would see if they loaded the website without images. This would be whatever you want to put here. So I would probably put something like home search image. I'm going to go ahead and click on upload an image, and now you'll see that that image has been replaced. I'll just click on the green save button, and now I'm going to go to column 2, and I'll click on this image here to replace it and upload a file. I'm going to select And this will be my next image. I'm going to go ahead and double click that, and I'll add some alt text. Here I'm going to say Sue Baker Realty image. I'm going to click on upload the image, and then I'm going to save. And now I just have to do the last column, the third column. Now this one, I'm going to find my file to upload, and I'm going to upload this image, and I'll say Sue Baker Realtor, IMG for image. I'm going to click on upload, and then I'm going to click the green box to save, and then I'm going to commit one more save here, clicking on the bottom right. So this is really coming along great. And how much more simple could this possibly be for you to customize this website to your name and brand? Here I'm going to click on the gear and just say Meet Sue. I'll click on the green, and then I'm going to click on the gear for this text. And again, I can type in anything I want here on a blurb all about me, Sue Baker, and my business. So I would complete that text, and once I change that, I would go ahead and click on Save Changes. And I'm going to show you another cool little thing. If I don't want to use the gears here, I can also, I'll X out of there, I can double click in here, and I can make edits directly in here, just like I would with Word. I can change any of the text here that I want. So that's a really neat little feature of the builder. If you're not comfortable, using these little gears to make your changes, you can also just double click anywhere in this text box, and you can highlight text here. If I highlight the broker name, I can make it bold. I can italicize it. I can underline it. I can create a link to that text by putting in a hyperlink here. I'm able to do all kinds of things here from within this Divi builder. Then the next thing you'll want to do is update the sales agent photo here. We'll click on the gear, and then of course we're going to click on this image and upload a file of you, Sue Baker. So I'm just going to choose the image here, and here I'll put my name one more time. I put that in all caps, but it doesn't matter for this particular alt text. I usually put it in all small letters, but that's just my habit. It doesn't matter whether it's all caps or not. I'm going to upload the image and then click the checkbox. Then I'm going to scroll down. I'm going to leave this testimonials section alone. I'm also going to leave these numbers alone. And I'll come down here to my farming areas. Now, as I said in the previous video, this particular website owner has 3 different farming areas: Newport Beach, Costa Mesa, and Corona del Mar. It's possible that you only have 1 or you have 2. If that's the case, all you need to do is mouse over this area here, and where you see this green, we can go ahead and select the trash can to delete that row. And now you're going to be left with 2. And of course, if you just had 1, we can delete this row. And now you'll see we're just left with 1. So whether you have 1, 2, or 3, it doesn't matter. You can easily delete 2 and be left with 1 and do whatever you need to do here in order to have the proper amount of farming areas for your business. For now, I'm just going to reinstate those other 2. So here I have 3, and I'll just continue on assuming that you have 3. So the next thing we're going to do is find at least a 900 by 600 pixel sized photo to represent your farm city. And I'll just double click here as we've done with everything else here. And you'll see that there's 2 columns. 1, 2, the top column is going to represent this column here. And then of course, the bottom column is going to represent the one on the right. So in order to change the background image, I'm going to click on the gear for this top column, and I'm going to scroll down to background, and I'll mouse over background image, and then click on that image, and I'm going to upload a file to represent that farming area. So I'm going to navigate to my images here and choose the proper image for this panel. And then you type in your alt text here. And I'm not going to type in alt text for every single one of these images, but you get the idea. You want to be sure to put in some alt text for the images that you upload to your website. I'm going to click on Upload an Image. And then I'm going to click on the green box twice. And then I'm going to commit that to save. I'm going to do the same thing for these next two images for these farmed areas. Double click here, and this is the right panel, so it's going to be the right panel of two. So it's going to be the second column. Click on background image, click on the image to replace it, upload files, select files, and this will be my next image here. And I'll click on upload an image. And per the example that I showed you, when I scroll, remember how that image floated in there? That is by turning on this use parallax effect here. I'm going to click this to yes, and now you'll see that when I scroll, that image kind of floats in here. So you can turn this on or turn it off depending on how you want the effect to appear. I'm going to go ahead and accept that, and I'll click save. I think that's kind of a cool feature. And then I'll do this for my last farmed photo. That's going to be the top column since it's the leftmost. And I click on background image, click on this image, and then click to upload and select the file. And then you would put in your alt text. I'm going to click upload an image. I'm going to click to save and then save. Okay, that's super cool. Now you'll see we've got all the farming area photos. Of course, you do the same thing over here. You would change the city title by coming in here and just retyping your city title and the supporting text. And you would do this for each of these. When you come here, you're going to click on this gear right here and update this text and supporting text. And then you do the same for this panel as well. Just click on this gear. Then you've got all of this done. We're almost to the bottom of the page. We get here to the Rover IDX. This is where your listings will typically be displayed. However, I have not configured this test site to accept my Rover IDX user number. So I'll show you how to do that in the next video. And then we're not going to customize this particular panel or the footer, because in the next video, I'm going to show you how to download these super cool, I call them global files. There are going to be 4 of them, and they allow you to update this page, which are your testimonials, as well as your animated numbers and the background image here, as well as this panel and your footer. And the reason why I'm going to give you these global layout pages is that these particular elements appear on several of your pages here on this real estate agent website. So your testimonials, your animated numbers, and the about panel, the work with panel as I call it in the footer, they appear on several pages within the website. And wouldn't it be nice if you could just come in and edit one of these panels and it would reflect that change across the whole website? So if you edited this footer, the footer would be updated on all the pages of your website. Well, I've made it so that you can do exactly that. And I'm going to show you how simple it is and what a time saver this is in the next video.